I have started the recording. We are understanding JavaScript. I hope you are practicing on your own and you are following me also. Correct? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? So, yesterday we have seen functions. Yesterday we have seen what? Functions. We have seen what is function, how to write function. We have seen what is function. We have seen what is function, how to write function, function parameters, and the return type. Correct? Hello? Now, 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 what we need to do is this part. Let me create new function app01.js day 32, and here let me check what we have seen last part. Okay, this one. We have created this function. Now, if you go to this part, in the data types, we have seen numbers, strings, boolean, objects, arrays we will see, and the function. What do you mean by this thing? How function can be a data type? How function can be a data type? So I can write a function. If you see here, function, and then I can say print. Name of the function is what? Print. And it will print something, console.log. Whatever message you are giving, that message it will print. Hello? Whatever message you are giving, that message it will print. Now, if you see data types, JavaScript variables are dynamically typed. And we have seen what do you mean by data types. Now, where, here I can say fn is equals to, I can say print. The way we have stored integer or number, num1 is equals to 10, where is okay is equals to false. In the same fashion, variable can hold reference to the function. Variable is having value with type function. So here variable is having value with type number. Variable num1, which is having value of type number. Variable OK is having value of type boolean. In the same fashion, the function fn, variable fn is holding a value of type function. Is it clear? Write it into chat box. Or you can, if you want to unmute and speak, you can unmute and speak as well. Hello?
Yes.
If variable can hold Boolean value, in JavaScript, variable can hold reference to the function. See, brackets are missing over here. There are no brackets here. It is not a call. If I write something like this, it is call. And I can say, hi, JS. Can you see? This is a call. This is not a call, because these things are missing over here. Now, if you, let me comment this out, and if you print console.log fn, see now, the way we can print console.log num1, we can print variable value. Here also we can print variable value is okay. So here we are printing, here we are printing, here we are printing value of num1, here we are printing value of is okay, and here we are printing value of fn. See now what happens. So let me go to cd day 33 and I can say node app01.js. Can you see? Output of this line is 10, output of this line is false, and output of this line something function print. So this fn is having some value as this thing. Getting my point? Function would be referring, in other words, this variable fn is referring to the print. Variable fn is referring to this print function. I'm repeating myself, referring, and that's why you are getting something like this. Now it is a referring, means either you call in this way or you call in this way. You are calling same things. Hi from JS. Hi from JS. Now, and here I will say just arrow, just to differentiate in the output. See here, 10 false, function printed, hi JS and hi JS arrow. Is this clear? This is the foundation of something called as functional programming. Is this clear? Write it into chat box. If it is clear to you, write it into chat box. If it is clear to you, write it into chat box. So remember this thing. You have called print a direct function. But here what happened is that reference of the function is stored in one variable called as fn. Reference of print is stored in one variable called as fn. And this fn, the way you call print, in the same fashion you call fn. The way you call print, in the same fashion you call what? Fn. Why? Because fn is nothing but the print over here. Remember that this is not a call. I will write it here like this. Not a call. This is not a call. This is just a reference. So let me push it. So we have covered this thing. Data types. Data types. We have seen number data type, string data type, Boolean data type, object data type, function data type. Correct? Function data type. Is it clear?
What value are we adding
Your voice is echoing. If you can speak little louder, that would be great.
is it audible?
A bit better. Go ahead.
So what advantage do we have if we write variable as function differential? We know that we are calling them that we are not having we are not adding any value. We can write print 5 years or FN and that's differential.
Correct.
We are adding an explanation.
I got it. So presently you will not understand what is the purpose of this thing exactly, right? But whenever we will learn functional programming, there is something called as functional programming. You will understand what is a use of this thing. Okay. So presently keep it as it is, but remember this in the perspective of the variables and data types. So you will see this thing at many places, that this print have been assigned to one variable. Print have been assigned to one variable, or any function have been assigned to one variable. So remember this thing. Now I'll create one more file, app02.js. In addition to this, if existing functions are assigned to the variable var fn, there is something called as anonymous function. There is something called as what? Anonymous function. If you look at this function, for your reference, I will copy this over here. For your reference, let's say fn2 and var fn1 is equals to print. Where fn1 is equals to print and fn2 is equals to anonymous function. What do you mean by anonymous function? Anonymous function. This is named function. Function is having some name. But if you see, anonymous function is directly assigned to the variable. So either you can do something like this, fn1, right? Or let me remove this message for now, just for understanding purpose. Or here you can call this by means of print, right? But here there is no way to call this function directly with the name. It is anonymous. There is no name to this function. So if you want to call this function simply fn2, anonymous function. Functions can be assigned to the variables. Here also same thing you are doing. Functions can be assigned to the variables. Functions can be assigned to the variables. Here also you are doing same thing. Functions can be assigned to the variables. Here difference is that you have assigned named function. Here you have assigned what? Named function. Here you have assigned anonymous function, unnamed function. Is it clear? Is it clear? In the JavaScript, functions can be written like this also. Functions can be written like this also. Well, there is one more way of writing functions. We will see that later on. But is this clear? Say that again. Yes. So presently their output won't be anything, but let me write it. Console.log. This time we will use a return statement. Now here I would be having a message over here, and message over here, and let's have or just have simply message, and return I can say message. I will add something like this in between, this arrow, plus plus star, like this. Okay, I will add something like this. And when you say fn2, remember that this function is returning one value. Whatever message you are passing over here, say abc, it is modifying this abc and returning new value. It is modifying, so whatever message you are passing over here, so it is returning the message, plus it is adding something. Let's add one thing before. Say I will add dollar before and star after. Okay, so we are modifying this message and returning back. So you need to accumulate it in one variable. Res is equals to this, where res is equals to fn2 like this, and console.log res. Now let's execute this. Node app02.js. Can you see? So you are passing, what you are passing over here? ABC you are passing. But ABC is getting converted to the dollar ABC star. Correct? Dollar ABC and star. Function without name. Anonymous function. Correct? Anonymous function. Can you see how we have called fn2? There is no way to call this function directly. But there was a way to call this function by its name and also by assigned variable. Both are having same things. Now if I run this, you will get output like this. Anonymous function. Clear? Hello? Am I audible? If you have any question, go ahead and ask me. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me.
So here like we are using variable to capture like function because it's having written in that.
No, please say that again.
Okay, here we are like capturing that function. Can you go back to the row number 13? The variable res times result is equal to f2 and then message. So in the row number 9 we are having as a parameter number 10 we are returning something.
Correct.
To capture that intent we are using variable.
Correct. So whatever processing yesterday's code, just try to remember yesterday's code. Whatever processing this function has done, okay, for better understanding, let's have where output, you can say op. Here you can write something like this. This would be the output and return this op. So earlier code can be little bit modified in this way for better understanding purpose, but whenever you get the clear experience or whenever you get the judgment of programming, you don't need this variable. So this can be written in a one liner code itself like this. Directly you can write this over here, but this one line is equals to these two lines. Or here you can say if your algorithm is having steps, so here you can say step 1. So first step is that add this before. This is a step 1. This is a step 2. What is the step 2? Step 1 plus, just remove this, step 1 plus star. So what is the step 1? Adding this dollar before the message. So what is the step 1? The whole is the step 1, right? And after that you have added the star. So here what you can just return step 2. So meaning of this one line is equals to these two steps. So here function would be having different steps to convert this input to expected results. Getting my point? Hello? Is it clear or not? So in the step 1, we have added dollar before your message. In the step 2 is a combination of a step 1 plus step 2. Step 2 says that adding the star after the message. Adding the star after the message. So dollar MSG is a step 1. Step 1 plus this is a step 2. All members please respond. All members, if you have understood, please respond. Please respond. Please respond. Okay. This is clear, right? So whole intention is that functions can be assigned to the, now see, this line, this line and this line is different. So if I say where fn3 is equals to print, remember that line number 16 and line number 17 are different. Can you tell me how? Line number 16 and line number 17 are different.
This print is not called and fn2 is called.
Correct. So how do you decided that print is not called?
Bracket.
Correct. So here if you see brackets are missing. Brackets are missing. It is not a call. It is not a call. And here it is call. It is what? Call, because it is along with the brackets and the parameters. So line number 16 and line number 17 are completely different. So line number 17 would be having a result of the operation. Whatever you performed in a function, whatever operations you will perform in a function, right? So that would be available in the res variable. It would be there in the res variable. But in the fn3 variable, it is a reference to the function. Understand this thing very clearly. Understand this thing clearly. Is it clear, team? Let me push this much code. Anonymous functions. JavaScript appends anonymous functions. I have pushed this code. Now this is about what you can say. This is about functions, basic things about the functions. We are going to come back to the functions again. So I told you there are three ways to define the function. There are three ways to define the function. First way is something like this. Then there is an anonymous function, and then there is an arrow function. We'll talk about arrow function later on. But anonymous function and the normal functions, anonymous function and the normal functions, you need to remember very clearly. You need to remember what? Very clearly. Hello? Okay. Now conventions. So I will create a new file, app03.js. So whenever you define variable where abc is equals to 12 or 11. Now there are some conventions while defining the variables and functions. There are some conventions So there are some conventions that are used to define the variables and functions. So why this variable? This is correct. This will work. This is correct. This will work. No problem. But JavaScript says that whenever you define the variables, variable names or identifier must begin with a letter, underscore or dollar sign. See, that is okay. But the moment you try to define with 10, there is a problem. You cannot have variable which starts with number. This is the problem. You cannot have variable who is starting with the number. That is not possible. Okay. The subsequent characters can include letters, digit, underscore and the dollar sign. Which means that this can contain anything. It can contain number, it can contain underscore. So this is valid. So this is a valid. So first, let's write this. This is invalid. This is a valid one. Where underscore abc is equals to 20, valid one. Where capital ABC is equals to 90, valid one. Where dollar $ABC is equals to 90, valid one. Where A underscore B underscore C is equals to 90, valid one. But this is invalid. Variable names must begin with the letter, underscore or the dollar sign. This is not possible. Well, this is also possible where a underscore 10, b underscore 20, c underscore 30 is equals to 90. This is also valid name. We're talking about the conventions. This is also valid name. Valid we are saying. Then we can have where, okay, a hyphen 45 or a hyphen b hyphen c invalid. This will not work. There shouldn't be hyphens. This will go in an invalid category. Invalid. Hello? Invalid. And here we can say valid. Well, these are valid, but it doesn't mean that you should use. So what you can say, what is the standard? If you want to give a name, you can say where employee nm camel casing is ABC. This is the standard way. If you want to define the variables, you can define it in this way. All these are valid, which doesn't mean that they are standard. emp underscore name. See, here subsequent variable names are case sensitive, means my variable and my variable are two different. Right? Where emp nm ABC. Now, where emp underscore nm or emp nm is equals to pqr. So these two are different variables for JavaScript. This is separate variable, this is separate variable. They are not same. Why? Casing is there. So whenever you define variable, this thing is called as camel casing. Can you see a word? This is the emp is one word, or let's write something like this, employee name. So employee is one word and name is another word. And words are separated by the capital case. Now here if you see, this is the in the lower case, n is in upper case. So another I will write standard. Well, this is not a standard. This will work, no problem. If there are two words in your variable name, if your variable name is having two words, if variable name is having two words or three words or four words like this, salary, account, details, is 1, 2, 3. Getting my point? Hello? This is how you will define the variables. Am I audible? Hello? Is it clear? Fine, let me push this much code. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.